Sesame seeds may be tiny, but the global effort to grow, harvest, and distribute them is enormous. Their production touches agriculture, trade, nutrition, and sustainability in ways that make them surprisingly influential despite their small size. Understanding sesame's journey from seed to kitchen reveals how this humble ingredient impacts global food systems and what the ambitious milestone of 1 billion packs could mean for agriculture worldwide. Sesame is a hardy crop, often grown in semi-arid regions where other plants struggle. This resilience makes it an attractive option for farmers in countries like India, Myanmar, Nigeria, Sudan, and China, where sesame has long been a staple cash crop. Its ability to thrive in relatively poor soils with limited water reduces competition for high-quality farmland and mitigates pressure on more water-intensive crops like rice or wheat. In other words, sesame farming can be a surprisingly sustainable choice, turning marginal lands into productive fields while supporting local economies. It's as if the tiny seed has the power to transform underutilized land into nutritional gold, literally and figuratively. Global sesame production has been steadily increasing, but the supply-demand balance is delicate. Countries that produce the largest volumes, India and Myanmar in particular, export to a growing global market fueled by rising health awareness, culinary innovations, and functional food trends. Reaching 1 billion packs worldwide would require significant coordination. Farmers would need to cultivate more acreage, optimize yields, and ensure sustainable practices to meet rising demand without compromising soil health, biodiversity, or water resources. It's an ambitious yet feasible goal, provided that agricultural systems adopt smart, regenerative approaches. Sustainability in sesame farming involves several key considerations. Crop rotation is critical to prevent soil depletion and maintain nutrient balance. Minimal use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides protects ecosystems and preserves pollinator populations. Moreover, sesame is a relatively low-input crop. It requires less water than many cereals, and its drought tolerance makes it increasingly important in the context of climate change. If global consumption approaches the 1 billion pack mark, encouraging environmentally friendly practices will be essential to ensure that the tiny seed doesn't have an oversized negative impact on ecosystems. Sesame is a crop that can reward farmers and consumers alike, but only if managed responsibly. The push toward 1 billion packs also highlights social and economic dimensions. Sesame is a major source of income for millions of smallholder farmers, particularly in developing regions. Expanding production to meet rising global demand could boost livelihoods, create jobs, and support rural economies. However, it also underscores the need for fair trade practices, equitable market access, and investments in infrastructure, storage, and transport systems. After all, 1 billion packs won't magically appear unless supply chains are efficient, farmers are supported, and value is distributed fairly across the system. From an environmental perspective, sesame's relatively low water footprint and adaptability are major advantages. Unlike crops that require heavy irrigation or fertilizer, sesame can often rely on rainfall and basic soil nutrients, reducing the risk of water scarcity and soil degradation. Its cultivation can complement other sustainable farming systems, such as intercropping with legumes or cereals, which enhances biodiversity and maintains soil fertility. Scaling up to 1 billion packs is achievable, but it will require careful planning to preserve these environmental benefits and avoid overexploitation of resources. Culinary demand is also influencing farming practices. Black sesame, white sesame, hulled, unhulled, roasted, or raw, different product types require distinct post-harvest processing, storage, and quality control measures. This adds complexity to production but also creates opportunities for innovation, from efficient drying techniques to energy-efficient roasting and packaging. As consumers increasingly seek functional foods, ethically sourced ingredients, and nutritious snacks, the sesame industry has the potential to evolve sustainably while satisfying global taste buds. It's fun to imagine the world reaching the billion-pack milestone. Fields of sesame swaying in the sun across Asia and Africa, farmers tending resilient crops, cooperative supply chains moving seeds across continents, and tiny sesame seeds quietly finding their way into bakery products, tahini jars, smoothies, and desserts worldwide. Each pack represents not just flavor and nutrition, but also a story of agricultural innovation, sustainability, and global cooperation. The tiny seed becomes a symbol of how thoughtful farming practices can nourish people and protect the planet at the same time. In short, sesame production exemplifies the balance between agricultural productivity, sustainability, and global nutrition. Hardy and adaptable, sesame thrives on marginal lands, supports smallholder farmers, and provides a low-input, drought-tolerant crop option. Reaching 1 billion packs is not just a market milestone, it is an opportunity to reinforce sustainable farming, invest in rural communities, and celebrate the tiny seeds that connect soil, farmers, kitchens, and consumers worldwide. With careful planning, sesame can continue to grow as a nutritious, versatile, and environmentally conscious ingredient, proving that even the smallest seeds can have a massive impact on global food systems.